Oi, hola, como vai você? That's that's all that I learned from since yesterday. So I'm very very happy to be here today. This is the the first time that in a big conference deliver a talk. I mean, Argentinian conference are not so big, so I'm very scared to be here, and I'm very very nervous. So this could be a mess, or it could be so. So I will try to do my best to share a dream that became real to you, and I hope you to motivate yourself to follow your dreams and be really, really involved in this amazing community that we have uh, here and in the whole world. So my name is Manuel Kaufmann. I'm from Argentina, for a very, very small city. It is a capital, but there's like nothing there. So if you want to be a software developer, uh, you're done. I mean, you need to go to another place. So that's why I want to share my personal story with you. So probably I will be able to change your mind. Those are my contacts, and I really like to talk about community. I've been trying to not speak in technical talk during a lot of years because I think that we need more work in community because I really like this community. So that's my blog, my Twitter, the Twitter of the project itself, and the website of the project that is called Argentina in Python. And this is our pet. Nowadays, I work at Mosio. Mosio sells ground transportation, and I'm working as a backend developer there. But let's start. As I said, I will try to share a dream that became real, and I will try to convince you to follow your dreams and make it real also. Have you ever think about who are the people behind the tag author in the software that you use every single day? When you run man ls, man grep, or man cd or whatever, who are the people in the author tag? Do you know them? Do you like to be like them? Do you like to create software or create project that other people can use and enjoy it and be benefit of that? So I've been thinking about this since I start in the programming world. And I think it's very complicated, it's very hard to create a software, to create a project that it works, right? Because people get involved in your community, in your project, and help you and get benefit from your project. I think that's very hard. But what about if we think about this in another way? What about if we be positive on this and we think that our project could be successful, could help other people to solve their problem, or maybe not to solve their problem, but to follow the right path that they wanted to follow? What if it works? I mean, if you are thinking about when is that right moment to start a new project and put a lot of energy on it, I think it is today, and you have to do it. You must do it. As many things in this world start with a debt, this is my own case also. But it's not a debt about money. It's a debt about knowledge, I think. So when I was in university, I found people that say something like this. If I find someone copying to each other, I will suspend them both. So I agree in some cases with this phrase. I mean, if you're in an exam and you have to demonstrate to other people that you know a specific topic, maybe we can say that copying is wrong. But when you are at home and you have homework to do, I think that sharing knowledge and sharing all that you know with the group of people that you are studying, it's amazing. So I really disagree with this, and I have many problems at university because of this. So trying to find a comfortable place for me, I found Python at my university. There were people that organized the first Pi Day event in the university that I was studying. So I went to the first Pi Day in the city where I live at that time, and I see this talk. It was called Introduction to Python by Facundo Batista a person that is well known in the whole community in the world. And it was very, very, very simple. I was studying C by that time, and making a list was very complicated. So I saw that he said something like, so if we do my list and square bracket, we have a list. And that's it. I've been studying how to make a list for weeks, months, and in just one line, I had a list. So I decided that this guy would be my idol from that moment. And I decided that I wanted to study Python day and night. So he also talked about the community, something that I didn't know that it even exists at that time. So he talked about Python Argentina and how they were organized and how they share knowledge, exactly what I needed at that time. So he proposed us to send our print hello world. So I did that. I sent my print hello world to the mailing list, and he also talked about how to ask questions the smart way. We are all in the mailing list, and we need to share the knowledge. So if you read this article, it will be probably for you easier to get the answer that you are looking for. My first reply to my email was like this: welcome, ask whatever you want, don't be afraid. They told me that. So I started asking as many questions as I could because I was very, very curious by that time. And I decided that I wanted to understand how to develop a game. So I asked as many questions as I could about Pygame, and I developed my first game that was called Tweety Finger. And it was just type the whole alphabet and just in the less time that you can. Then I started being curious about databases and graphical interfaces. So I asked also a lot of questions about Qt and SQLite by that time. And I learned through a mailing list how to write software that I wasn't able to write with the knowledge that I was given from the university. So time to time, I decided that I wanted to give back something to them because I got a lot of knowledge from them and I was given nothing in return. So that is what I felt like in debt with them. That is what I said, that I have a debt in knowledge with them, because everything that I have today, everything that I was able to do was because of this mailing list, the Python Argentina. So they proposed a lot of things to do. They proposed to participate in the PyWeek competition. So we organized a group in my small city where there is no other developers, and we found people that were also interested in participating in this event. And I started also attending to the social event that they proposed, and this one is a PyCamp. It's a 4-day event in the middle of mountains, just coding all the time. Another PyWeek, and finally, I decided that I wanted to be in the stage. I want to share the knowledge and get, share knowledge with a big audience in some way. So I decided to deliver a talk about Django. That was the thing that I was studying. This was around 2007 at the first PyCon Argentina. So I was probably nervous as I am today because it was my first talk, and today is my first talk, my first long talk in English. So I'm very nervous. As I'm saying here, a lot of adrenaline, very little knowledge because I was very, very new in Django. I had terrible 2 questions, and I felt like a superhero, but in trouble because I was able to share what I was studying at home, but I wasn't able to answer questions because I didn't have experience on the topic. I mean, I was just a guy from university. I didn't have a job, and I had no idea how the thing is going to be in production. I didn't know what production was. So one thing that we can do to avoid this kind of problem is keep studying. So I found this book, The Definitive Guide to Django from Jacob, and it was in English, so I had very problems with English at that time, and I decided to create a group to translate this book. So there wasn't GitHub, it was very complicated to create like a repo. So I mount a SVN repository in my own PC, in my home. That was the server for all the people to share and translate the book. This grew immediately. Many people was interested because Django was like very fancy by the time, and they wanted to help more people get involved in the Django community. So we released our first version of the book. It was Django 0.96. And after a while, I received a call from a friend from Maquinalis, Daniel Moisset, a company in Cordoba, Argentina. And he told me something like, we saw at Python Argentina mailing list your participation, the level of question you ask, and the topics you are interested in. Besides, we know about the Django book. Would you like to work at our company? And it was like, what? The level of question you ask, what do you mean? What? I was very, very confused. It would be my first job, my first professional job as a developer. So I understood that I learned to ask. So I really recommend you to read this article. There are many people that are against this because there are other people that say that we don't need to learn how to ask, but we need at this time to learn how to reply. Because there are many people that is fighting each other, and we need to stop that. So but I would say that I recommend both. I want to share at least 3 things that I learned from this article. Good questions are a stimulus and a gift for hackers. I mean, if you are going to ask something, it should be interesting for the other people to research, because when you reply an answer, when you reply a question, you don't have the answer in your head. Maybe you have to do some research. So it should call your attention, right? Try to find the answer by yourself before asking. You will avoid a lot of just Google it. Only what you say is what we know about yourself. There are so many cases that people really know about some library, but they don't say that. So we reply with stupid answers that are obvious for the other person. So explain yourself and be concise and concrete. How many people here is from small cities? Amazing. Okay, I didn't expect that. So you people, aren't you tired about everything happening in the big capitals? Yes? No? Yes? No? Okay, who knows? I'm really tired about that. I'm from a city that is nothing. I mean, and last year, I was the only Python developer in my city. That's very boring. So I found that because I asked myself about why these people is not coming more often to my city to deliver courses. Why? I mean, why they are focusing their energy in Cordoba, Buenos Aires, and Rosario, the 3 big capitals in Argentina? Why are they coming here? We need them. So, but I remember my psychologist, Irene, who told me, you cannot change other people. The only one that you can change is yourself. So the answer was there. I needed to do something to change that. So I, Humitos is my nickname, will travel all around Argentina in my own car, and I will organize a Python event in every single city that I visit, with the idea to decentralize the knowledge, because I really thought that we need to move the knowledge against the whole country. I mean, the whole countries in general. So I came with an idea, and then I thought that wouldn't it be too much? I mean, just traveling alone in my own car, trying to organize courses alone again. I mean, I knew some Python things, but maybe it would be too much. So since I started a lot of projects in my life, and I quit them all, but not this one, I needed to commit myself with the community. So I went to the next PyCon Argentina, and I delivered a lightning talk about this. And I said exactly the same. I'm Humitos, I'm going to travel in my car, and I tried to convince other people to help me with that. So I needed that feedback from the community because many people told me that it was really, really crazy to do this. So I need also to convince myself with the feedback from the community and with my own feedback on this topic. So one thing that helped me too much about this was this question to myself. How many times did we achieve our goal on the first try? Yeah. So at least I thought that I need to try it. I needed to go and travel and see what happened. I mean, I had no idea what I was doing, but I need to test myself. So I started the trip in my own car. I have a very small car. I removed a seat and I built like a bed there because I didn't have money by that time. So, and it was working and it was a place to sleep. And I tried to find a way to follow my dream, my crazy dream. So I was camping, I do whatever I needed to do to continue with this idea. But the problem was that, as I said, I need to test myself first. So I did nothing. I mean, I traveled like 2 months from Argentina and I did nothing because I wasn't prepared to do something related with Python yet. I needed to, as I said, test myself, be in different situations, camp everywhere, sleep inside the car, try to understand what I was doing. I mean, I was very, very confused. I cried sometimes also. So, but I really believe in this project. So I go back home, talk to my mom. She told me that I was still crazy, but I try again. I decided that I needed to do it because I knew that the community was going to support me. So I started the first stage. The other one was the 0 because I did nothing. And this was the first stage. I live over here in Paraná. So I went to Córdoba, San Juan, Mendoza, San Luis, and Chile also, and many places in the middle. Those are also like big cities. So I didn't stop for too long there. I tried to focus my energy in small towns. So the first thing that I was able to organize was a course with primary students. I mean, it's people from the first level of school in a rural school. It was amazing. It wasn't about Python. It was about how to use software libre in the school. Then I met this guy in Mendoza, and we organized like talks about how to use Python in the electronic world by making graphic about the waves and other stuff. And finally, I organized a course with the help of this guy for people that is involved in community radio station. So I was very, very happy, but I have a huge shock. My girlfriend left me by that time. It's impossible to make a relationship with a person in a distance. So I organized my head and I start again traveling, right? This time I go north. And I met Joanna and Pilar. I didn't know that Joanna will be very important by the project at that time. And then thinking about how to organize my time in a better way, I was thinking that I had a lot of work because I was working as a developer, and I had a lot of time wasted by adapting myself on every city. So I think on changing the strategy dramatically. I start thinking on quitting my job, and boom, something happens. I had my first car accident in the road, and the problem was a goat that just started running around. I promise she's alive. So I go back everything to 0. I need to focus my energy and think what I was doing. I was losing everything that I had, my girlfriend, all my relationships in my town, and I was shocked by this problem. So I went back to the community again. I delivered a talk about what I was doing, what were the problems that I had, and how they can help me and how I can continue with this. So I received a very, very good feedback from them. And by that time, I was a bit too proud of myself. So I sent a grant proposal to the PSF talking about this and sharing my story with them. So summarizing 3 journeys, 3 go and forth, and 9 months living in extreme conditions. By traveling, we learn a lot, not just Python, not just community, but also circus. So I want to share with you a small trick with the top spin. Thank you. So as I said, I met Joanna in this trip, and she went to the PyCon, and she met the Python community, and she fell in love with it. So she started traveling with me and helped me a lot in the daily basis travel, and she also helped me to organize a lot of events. We organized a sprint in the northeast of Argentina, meetups, and talks about software libre, in this case, OpenStreetMap. By our surprise, the PSF resolved that they were going to grant me with $3,000 to continue my outreach in Argentina, Paraguay, and Bolivia. So we were 100% committed, not just with me or the community, but also with the PSF. We had money that doesn't belong to us, and we need to spend it in a smart way. So first, we went to Paraguay. We organized the first Pi Day. We helped them to create the Paraguay community there because it didn't exist. And this event was recognized by the government as a technological event or something like that. So we still organized Pi Day events, an event inside SciPy, talking about science and programming with kids from high school. And we organized the first workshop for women because we noticed that there weren't women in the community or in the events that we were going. And I really like this picture because it represents like the whole trip. I mean, we were just having dinner and talking about Python next to the dishes. So if a person was interested in understand or know something about Python, we were there to help them. We keep organizing event and successful cases, succeed, and more uses of the succeed word. So boom, again, everything is a balance. If you go just up, then you are going to go down. That's like reality. So I end up at the hospital in Bolivia, in Uyuni, and the clinic wasn't very good. So we decided to move. I am the only driver in the trip. So we decided to move in that state, and we found that the Potosí, the next city, was collapsed because there were problems with the government and people from the mines. So the situation was like this. They were like dropping dynamite against the government building. It was crazy. We were very, very afraid of that. So again, rethink everything. Go back to zero, but this time I was with another person. So it was like kind of easy to take a decision. We thought, okay, let's continue on this. If we can overcome this situation, nobody will stop us. This is the worst situation where we have been. So we decided to communicate this to the PSF and all the problems that we had, the problem with my health, and we were running out of money because of this, because we were like stopped for 30 days in a city with nothing. So the PSF immediately responded this email, and they granted us with $500 to continue our outreach in Bolivia and Peru, and willing to go to Ecuador. So we decided that we want more women in the Python community. We had an experience in Corrientes, Argentina with this course, but we found that we needed more. So we researched and we found Django Gears Foundation that was born at that time also at the same time that our project. So I fell in love with the tutorial, and I decided that we need to do this more often. So we organized the first one in Cochabamba, the next one in Santa Cruz de la Sierra in Bolivia, the next one in Puno, Peru, the next one in Lima, Peru, the next one in Mendoza, Argentina, and Piura, Peru, right? So we organized up today like 17 Django Girls workshop in different countries in Latin America. I really like to say that we bring programming to inhospitable places, because we were like developing talks in these conditions also in a house of a chicken. We were invited to deliver a talk in PyCaribbean, in the first PyCaribbean that was the PyCon in the Caribbean. And we noticed that our project was being known in other countries. That was very surprising by us. So we decided that maybe this story could help other people to follow the dream. And we decided that we want to shake the world. So again, we talked with the PSF. I don't know, I really love the PSF. You also should do. And we explained the situation, and we tell them that we wanted to finish our work in Peru and go to Ecuador, and stop there for a while because we were very tired, and organize more local events in the city where we decided to live. The PSF said, okay, we are going to grant you for 3 months $750, and we are going to name you like a Python ambassador in South America. Yeah, we are going to try this because we are not sure what this means, but you are going to help us to decide how this program will be. So with that money, we organized new Django Girls in Cuenca, Guayaquil, 10 meetups in Cuenca. I was invited to go to PyCon Spain to share this story also. We went to Bahía Blanca, PyCon in Argentina, Santiago del Estero, Argentina, Barranquilla, Colombia, and more. So finally, the PSF resolved that this program will be accepted. I mean, the program to be a Python ambassador in different places in the world will be something that will be a reality, right? So now I'm in charge on write like a document or write as much experience that I can to share with the PSF so they can open this program to other people in the world and they can get benefit from this. For example, instead of requesting a grant proposal every single time that you want to organize an event, these people is going to have like a pre-authorized amount of money to use in the smart way that they consider. And that's amazing. So I want to share with you some learnings from this whole trip, idea, and crazy things. I recovered the trust on unknown people. People that didn't know me helped me a lot by bringing me a bed, by bringing me food, by sharing some time, but give me beer. That's very important. So I don't know if this is correct English, but low down the classical social expectation. I organized event that I expected like 100 people, and then just 20 came, and I was very disappointed. But I understood that those 20 that came are very important. So we don't have to feel like that. I also organized an event that just Joanna came. So we were just 2 of us, and that's it. But that's okay. I mean, we need to keep trying, we need to keep communicating, and there is something that we are doing wrong if people doesn't come. So don't be sad because of that. And also take advantage of traditional broadcasting media, TV, radio, and newspaper. We are very, very focused on Facebook, Twitter, and social network, I don't know. But I think that we have been using this broadcasting media a lot, and we found that on the other side, that a TV screen, there are many people that want to know about what the hell is the programming, yeah? So we have a lot of solicitude application from people that hear our notice in the radio or in the TV. And that's amazing because we bring a different type of role to our community, and it's a mix. It's not just people from university that want to be a software engineer or something like that. We are trying to mix our culture with other people also. So what has started by a simple print hello world is now a reality. We really could say hello to many sites in the world, to many cities, to many places that I would love to be there, but I didn't know that I was able to do it. And this is thanks to the Python community, to the PSF, to you, and to to the mailing list from Python Argentina, and all the people that helped me to be here today. So just I want to share some picture with you, and finally, this is TB. And finally, as a summary, this is all our trip. We start over here, and we are here now in Ecuador. I drove all the way up to there, and as a summary, there were more than 50 events. Many people reached more than 17 Django girls in different countries, and I really like this because it's very comfortable to share knowledge with other people. So 3 tips to success. I think that we must have passion on what we do every single day. So the day that I told my mom I want to study Python day and night and quit the university, I realized that my passion was Python. So we need to feel the situation. In 2014, when I left my house and just drove to Buenos Aires without knowing what I was doing, I just feel it, right? So I was afraid because of this, but as I said, I feel it. I didn't know what I was doing. And also, I think that we need to believe in ourselves. We need to believe that we can do it. Trust on yourself, even when something goes wrong. So I think that we need to believe in ourselves, but also have to feel our passion. So what are you waiting to make your hello world a reality? I invite you to put all your dreams in this backpack with me and your ideas, your project, and I hope to see you in the way. Thank you. Did you want to ask?
Oi. Alguém tem alguma...
Okay. This is amazing.
Can you actually...
Yeah, I can use that one.
Yes. Show. Alguém tem alguma pergunta? Pode ser em português, em inglês, que a gente vai tentar traduzir ali.
Hello.
Show.
Alô, olá, tudo bem? Eu queria saber se o dinheiro que a Software Foundation, Python Software Foundation... Okay, if you want, I can ask in English. Is it better? Okay, I would like to know if the money that you received from Python Software Foundation was enough for you to pay your expenses, or if you had to work during the time that you were in this journey.
Hello. Can you hear me? No? I mean, the mic is not working, right? Hola. Okay, I think I have to speak low. Okay, so the question is if the money that the PSF gave to me was enough. No. So that's the simple answer. But the first year, I did everything on my own with my savings because, as I said, I need to test myself. So um, I wouldn't feel comfortable asking for money for something that I didn't know that I was able to do it. So the first year was all on my own, and then we work like selling stupid things to people, selling like points on Maps.me that I can explain that another time because it's like a shame. But yeah, we use very little money also because that money doesn't belong to us. So we try to use it in the smartest way that we could.
Diante de todas as dificuldades que você passou nas viagens, é interessante sempre, além de acreditar na gente, confiar e acreditar também no apoio das pessoas.
Yeah, can you start again? Sorry.
Além de a gente acreditar no nosso potencial e no nosso sonho, é indispensável também a gente acreditar e confiar nas pessoas por onde a gente passa.
So the question is, even in believing in my dream, if I needed to believe in other people, something like that. Yes. For example, one of the talk that I delivered in Argentina, I ended them with a phrase that said, if something bad happened to me, I know that my mom and Python Argentina will do whatever that they need to do to bring me back. So I really trusted in the community itself, and I was posting everything that I was doing, and people send me comments like supporting me on this. So I felt like very comfortable with the community itself, but also with people that was hosting me, and it's just maybe met me the day before. And it's kind of, if you think just on that, it's kind of risky because you are going to a house that a person that you don't know, but it's safe. Is that a good answer? Yeah?
Hello? Hello? Here?
Yeah.
Oh, in your travels, I bet that you have a lot of impact on people. And I would like to know if you have, let's say, the most exciting example that after your course, so someone has done some project or some stuff with Python that you can mention maybe.
Yes and no. Since we work with people from rural areas or very small cities, or people that maybe do not want to be a developer itself, I don't have many stories to share about that, but I really feel comfortable when somebody goes to a Django Girl workshop, for example, and then start working with a company because of one of the coaches has a company or something like that. Like make this connection with people that otherwise maybe will never meet each other. So that's enough for me. I mean, we were discussing with the PSF about this a lot because they told me like how many people became member of the PSF. I mean, I don't care about that. We are not in that situation in the places where we are working right now. We are trying just to communicate what programming is about. That's the first step that we need. Then we can worry about other things like being a member of the PSF, for example. So, but yes, there are people that get job because of the Django Girls, because of the courses, and that's enough for me. Okay.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm one of the people from a very, very, very small city.
Great.
Yeah, very much. And I know that it's really hard to engage people, especially in small cities, and especially in subjects that are not common to that people, that are not, we don't have many developers in that city, so making an event about developing is really hard, and it's hard to engage people to come, and especially girls. And especially when the city is not only small but also poor, I guess. When most of the people don't have even don't go very far at school, so if girls are not motivated to pursue a career in technology or in math or something like this, even so when they don't finish school. I would like to know if you can say, how do you do this? How do you engage people? How do you call these people to come to your event?
Okay, we don't have the answer. I mean, as I told him, it's like actually it's impossible for us to follow all the people that go to our event. So we try to let them know that there are communities and they can go there and ask for help. But we don't have the answer to your question. We are still trying, because also we were in Paraguay, in Brazil, and sorry, in Bolivia, in Argentina, Peru, Ecuador, and the culture is very different from country, even from city to another city. So we try different things, and we made a lot of mistakes. But when we found that something was working in some Django gear or in the communication, as I said, we start using, for example, the broadcasting media like TV, and that worked very well in Bolivia, for example, because internet access in a small town is not very common. So we try to continue in that way. But um, I'm not sure how to make people get engaged on this, but at least we are in the first step. Make people to come to our event and stop thinking that programming is magic. That's enough for me. It's like I can do it, you can do it, anyone can do it, and just like read, think, and stay long hour in the computer. So I don't have that answer. Okay.
Aqui.
Do you have some local strategy, or when you are doing a jungle girl in a city and in another city, do you use some local things on the classes, during the classes, or you just use a pre-made program and try to teach the same thing in every city you visit? I don't. Sorry. What I know, or what I want to know, is that if you change the program, change the classes in every city, or you just visit the cities and say the same thing in every city you visit.
Okay, depends on the event. Nowadays, we are organizing more Django girls that it has like an instructor. It has a very good reading tutorial. So in the Django gears, we also teach the same, because we don't teach. The tutorial is like you follow the tutorial by yourself. So we just help people to continue when they have problems. So it's not like we teach something. But in other courses that we have done, we were changing the material, because I did the course. So the first one was like not good. Then I improved it a little bit, and then I improved it a little bit. But we try to not change too much, because I'm not very good at teaching or making this kind of courses. So it takes me too much time. So I try to just make one and adapt it or fix some things. And it's, I don't know, at least for me, it's very hard to make very good material to teach lessons. And also, I try to organize more events that involve people to do something, like sprints, for example. I ask them what they want to learn or what they want to build, and I try to bring material or recommend libraries or talks or something like that. So when they arrive, we have all the material that we need to build what they want. Because I think that's a better way to make them to engage actually on what they want to do, not what I want them to learn from me. Okay?
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering if you thought about a medium and long term. I mean, after you left a city, how these people who they would ask their question if they want to keep studying, or did you indicate some resource for them, or what did you think when you left the city? You did a great work there and these people are interested, but they may not have the resources such as we in big cities have. We have support groups, we have easy access to the internet usually, but these people in small cities, it's a harsher reality, right?
Yes, yeah, it's hard. As I said, we are not being able to follow up all the people that went to our courses, but some people was able to receive like a micro tutorial. We didn't have enough, but in that micro tutorial, there are like the communities from each of the countries that we were in this trip. So that's a good way to get answers. But also, I try to convince them. That's like the first step. I try to convince them that they have the knowledge from our course, for example, to teach other person. So I try to convince them that they do not need money or something like that, or a very big auditorium or something like that, but they need to organize the event, at least just to share what they know, because that's the only way that we can start building or decentralizing the knowledge. Because I don't like to feel or to be like I'm going to a small city and I'm bringing the knowledge. It's like I don't want to have that flag with me. It's I think that they already know that they are able to share their own knowledge, just need to sit down and study. I think it's like that.
Thank you, Kaufmann. É isso então, galera. Tenho só uns recadinhos para dar aqui. Parabéns ao Kaufmann.